As we all know, today we have with us a Mrs. Vibhuti Duggar, global motivational speaker and corporate trainer. Ma'am is on a mission to inspire as many individuals as she can to live a purposeful life. Notably, ma'am has worked with many clients globally. Few of the clients I would like to list down, like Standard Chartered Bank, Deloitte, IBM, Pidilite, and many more. From being a shy girl to coming out this loud, holding sessions with a room full of people on global platforms, she has come indeed a long way. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us today. I would like to call Dhruv sir to please present her a bouquet. Let's hear from the lady herself. What's stopping you?
Do I need this or this will work?
No, that is
I
all.
stand and say, ah,
You can, talk
no,
with
if
them.
one is enough. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, then no need to do this. Good morning, everyone.
Good
morning. There's too much light and I can't see everybody. So I move around it. Okay. So my name is Vibhuti Duggar, and just to start with, I'm born and brought up in Raipur. All my schooling, education, my first job, everything happened here. I did BCom, then I did my MBA. MBA was forceful, I'll tell you how. From there, something clicked and the journey started. But before I come to that, when I was told it's 1 hour, the time I have, and I said, what am I going to do in 1 hour? Right? शुरू होते ही खत्म हो जाएगा एक दिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है because these topics are such where everybody has somewhere felt that something is stopping you, isn't it? Do you feel something is stopping you right now? Anybody here? Yes. What is stopping you is if you have a list of what is stopping you, I think that is where it started. That's the starting point of a journey, what's stopping. Is it that you're not able to think forward? Is it that you're nervous? I'm nervous. My hands are nervous. And every time I start a session, it's been over 15 years now, I'm still nervous. And the first thing I go and say that I'm absolutely nervous. So please make me comfortable so that I can do my job. In a way, your 1 hour in the morning of a Saturday is, worth it. So coming back to what's stopping you. If anybody wants to share, please you can raise hand and share. For me, everything was stopping me when I started. First thing that stopped me, I did not even know where to go. What do I have to do? Where to start? Do I even want to do something? That stopped me from the life, and I was stagnant. If I look back, till graduation, till the time I finished my graduation, if I look back at my life, I feel like I was a furniture piece. I had no idea what life is, what to do. I used to wear oil hair, totally nothing against salwar kameez, but I was allowed only once a month to wear pants. And after the final year exams, I was told after teenage that graduation and you get married and have kids, and that will be your life. And I accepted it. सबको वही करे. So I said, मुझ में कौन सा कुछ नया? And average student in school, absolutely pathetic in mathematics. And बाकी सबके एकदम ठीक-ठाक marks आ गए. Nobody even encouraged me पढ़ो. Eventually पता था कि इसको करना है. Then after the final year exam, the whole marriage thing started. When the marriage thing started, and I was sitting in front of guys, I remember there was a guy I sat across, but he says yes to me, and he was so well. And I was shivering. He said, what am I going to answer? He said, tell me your daily routine. And I said, I get up. I don't go to college. I help my mom live with the kitchen, and she goes off to, we had a business where my mom used to help my father. He goes, till lunchtime I do some time pass. My parents come, we have lunch together. Then I sleep for 2 hours. Then I go for tuition. Then I hang around with friends, come back, have tea, watch some TV, have dinner, and do again some kind of time pass and go to sleep. And he did not even react. And he just in 2 minutes said, I think I need to go. And he left. It was a sigh of relief, but I said, what went wrong? Because my routine. Then there was another guy who saw me in, see, this session is not going to be all about women empowerment. I'm just leading towards something. Because in that moment, I was not even realizing, am I worth something? Because I had not done anything in life. So what will be I worth of? How will I have self-worth? Then there was this whole process. I've done, I've sang in front of a family where I have changed clothes. I've been asked to see कि मुझे दिन में देखना है कि शाम को रंग सामने लग रहा है. So I've done all of that. Breakfast table पे ऐसी लड़की के सामने जहाँ पे face पे light and still got rejected. So those rejections, which I thought were stopping me from going ahead in life, were actually the reason where I reached in my life. Because I was not getting married, my parents were depressed. So they said, MBA, for 5 minutes a day. And I said, मैं क्यों कर लूँ MBA? मुझे नहीं करना है. Raipur, we had this in Panji, Max University, Max College. That's where I've done it. And it was a year old college. And my cousin brought the brochure. My mom said, please, just have a look at it. I was flipping the brochure with anger that now they want to do post-graduation. Now why? And on the 3rd page, my eyes got twinkled. I said, wow. This is an opportunity. There was a trip, 2 weeks exchange program to Singapore, Malaysia, and 2 weeks exchange program to Bangalore. I was not allowed to go to even a local picnic all my school life. In all the school years, I've gone on one picnic. I said, this is what I want in life. I went to my father first and I negotiated. If you guarantee that you'll let me go to these school trips and you'll not put me out of the college in between, I'll do it. He agreed. First day, 2004, I entered the college and it was buzzing with energy. First day of college, how a campus looks like. I said, what have I got myself in? Because I had never interacted with a guy before this. I was in a co-ed school. These were girls and guys, and it was buzzing energy, all Western clothes, hip crowd, and I was literally like this. I went inside. First day of the college, I sat in the classroom. The second professor came in, and he laid a table full of books. We were 60 students. He divided us into pairs, and he said each pair is going to pick a book from here and read the book together for a week, and you're going to present the review after it. I never read a book apart from syllabus before that. And I said, what am I going to do? And I was paired with a guy, and he said, na to maine book padhni hai, na to mujhe review. Fantastic. Standard enough, right? I went I picked the thinnest possible looking book from the table. I said, I'll have to give it a try. I read one page in the night, I slept. I dozed off. Next day, I said, let me try one more. 2 pages, I slept. I said, it could possibly be. Thankfully, we had a computer lab in the college. I searched for the book. I wrote 5 to 6 sentences about the book. I said, I want to just read it now and finish it. On the day, that moment came where after 15, 20 students might turned me. I was with this hand and paper and I was shivering like this. 5 sentences, 2 sentences, I froze. I was so scared that my legs were shivering, and from the pajama, the people could see that she's going to die. And somebody, when I froze, somebody said, Vibhuti, go back to your seat. And a tear rolled down and I went. You know, there were other people also, they were nervous. Yes, I mean, I was rolling down, but not to this extent. That level of fear. In the recess time, lot of classmates came and consoled me that it's okay. The more they consoled, the more bad I went back home. That day was, I think, my turning point of my life. I started asking the right questions to myself. I said, who are you? A dumb, shy, timid girl. Are you going to die like this? ऐसे ही मर जाना है या कुछ है अंदर? After a few hours of crying, there was anger. And I wrote in my diary that last day of this college, I'll be the best speaker in the class and will be inside through the diary in this in my home. But then, बोलने से हो जाता, बोलने से कुछ नहीं. Next day, when again the professor, addressed the concept, explained the concept, and then he said that after 2 days, I want somebody to present this concept. Seriously, I raised my hands. The girl next to me was saying, don't do it. She saw what happened. So I said, aaj nahi kara to kabhi nahi kara. I raised my hands, and that was the starting. But the problem was, how do you reach that goal? Now, what was stopping me? I had a very teeny tiny goal to be a best speaker in front of 60 students in an MBA batch in a mid-sized small city, Raipur, in a very basic college MBA. What? It was a very tiny goal. For me, it was huge. But how do you start? So what was stopping me was I had no resources. Whom do I go to ask? All my cousins at my age were already married. My friends were getting married. Nobody was working here. So there was a corner bookstore. It's still there in Champaran. That was the place I went. I think if I have to speak, I need content and I should read. And this book, which I carry everywhere in every session I go, this book changed me. Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. He is one of the best speakers in the world. And when I got hands with this book, I said, what is this? What am I doing with my life? These people, Tony Robbins and Think and Grow Rich, thankfully I got really the international bestsellers in my hand. That opened the world for me. They are talking about defining your life 25, 30 years from now. And I'm talking about 𝐁𝐢𝐬𝐧𝐭 are the best speaker in this MBA. I said, what am I doing? If I really want to do something in life, what's stopping me is a very small vision that I am thinking so small. After a year of going deeper into these books, my confidence level started increasing. I could speak more because I had more confidence. And after a point, after a year, I was declared one of the best speakers in the class. Now, from starting from this point to reaching a point where I'm amongst this 60 students, I'm one of the best speakers. I'm thinking, ये तो मैंने खुद कर लिया. तो अब तो मैं कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ. Now I know the blueprint of how to achieve a small goal. So now I only have to identify what's stopping me and I have to crack that. The moment I crack that, I'll go one step further in my life. What was stopping me earlier? Having no idea of what to do. The moment I felt like this is my weakness, that I can't even speak in front of this batch, let me crack that first. I cracked that, that opened the door, then I had a vision of, I started creating 30 years of my life in a paper sheet. That where will I be after 30 years? What am I going to do? What is my vision? What are my goals? How do I see myself 30 years from now? It was like a spiral effect. It started affecting all areas of my life. I could speak in front of my family. I could speak in front of my colleagues. I could speak in front of my professors, openly ask questions to them. And by the time MBA was finished and I started working here in Drive, first job, I had already defined that I will be an international speaker after 50 years. I'll have a book authored in my name, which is coming next year. It's already ready published. I'd written that in 2007. I have that diary page where I wrote that I will publish this book. I had defined the title of the book in 2007. A girl who started wearing pants. Because I was not allowed it. So what happens? And it has nothing to do with, again, feminism or women, nothing. It is all about purpose. So what was stopping me started giving me answers. I would recommend all of you to start making a list of wherever you want. First is where you want to reach and what's stopping you. All answers will pop up to you. And see the books I was reading. In 2008, I moved to Dubai for personal reasons. I got married, I went there. The first job I had in Dubai was with a company called Right Selection. And they were organizing events, speaker events, with these speakers that I was reading books. The 5 years of that job and my life was gold mine. I worked with Brian Tracy, Marshall Goldsmith, Ron Kaufman, Tony Buzan. I was having lunch with Brian Tracy, who had written at least more than 100 books, millions of copies sold. Jack Canfield, who is one of the authors from the book Secret. I'm discussing the topic purpose of life with Jack Canfield. I am actually driving and dropping in at the airport and having conversations about life. With Jack Canfield, I was pinching myself every single day. Am I the same girl from Max University, that small college in country, and I'm landed? A lot of people after a few years of my progress started saying, you're absolutely lucky. And I said, don't ever tell me that. I created this. I attracted this. Why? Because I had clarity of where I'm going. So when you have clarity of that long, automatically you start attracting things because you have a vision, in your mind. The subconscious works this way. I mean, I don't know how much, if I ask you, feelings kahan se aate? Dil se aate ones. Where does feelings come? From heart or from mind?
From heart.
How many say feelings come from heart? Raise your hands. So almost all. Who says feelings come from mind? I don't know. Who says feelings come from mind? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. So all of you who have said that feelings will say, "Aapke dil tootne wali." You had said feelings come from heart, right? What does heart is not? Oh, it pumps blood. So heart as an organ pumps blood, purifies blood, circulates blood. That's all it can do. So congratulations to all 5 people who said feelings. Because this is the whole facade. If I don't know where are our thoughts germinating from, how you're going to correct it, because at the end, we all want to feel good about ourselves, right? At the end, life is all about feeling good about ourselves, whether we achieve something, whether we grow, whether we go ahead. And if I don't know that where is the root of those feelings, then you're actually looking at the wrong side. Because heart doesn't do it as a metaphor, which has been created by Bollywood and Hollywood and all romantic movies. Just before feelings, what happens? When you think about good memories, you feel good. When you think about all the bad memories, you feel bad. So it is all from thoughts, right? So just before feelings, the more intensely I feel about the good events in my life, I feel better. The more intensely I feel about the bad events. So wherever you're focusing your thoughts, that's how you're going to feel about your life. So it's all about thoughts. Okay. So my next question to you is, how many thoughts do you think no average person would have? You know, I'll come back to my story, but I just wanted to check on. So how many thoughts an average person would have? Number in a day?
Millions.
60,000. Anybody else?
Millions.
In 24 hours, how many thoughts an average person would have in a day? I've got one answer, 60,000. Any guesses?
Medium, 81 lakh.
Huh?
81 lakh.
Nearly 1 lakh. So 61 lakh. Anybody else?
61,000.
Sorry.
Uncountable.
Uncountable. Abhi boli lag rahi hai. 61 lakh now uncountable. Anybody else? Any other guesses? Over a million. So I've got 4 guesses. I've got 160,000. I've got 1 lakh. I've got uncountable. I've got over a million. So 70 to 80,000 is an average count of thoughts. I am not saying this, science is saying it, research is saying it. Now, this was not an interesting. The next one is, what percentage of thoughts out of that 70, 80,000 are same the next day? Make a wide box. So not right. So what percentage of thoughts are the same the next day? Give me a guess. You said that 30, 40%.
90%.
I've got 30, 40%. I've got 0%.
90.
90. 90. Who said 10? 10%. Okay, great. Variety of answer. Any other 5 guesses? Last one, yes. 10%.
All negative.
So what's a negative or just percentage or negative? You clarify that, right? Now, how many of you are above 25 years of age here? Oh my God! So science says, research says that after a certain age, which is approximately about 25 to 27 years, 95% of your thoughts are same the next day. So you're very close. 95%. Why? Why do you think so? 95% of thoughts are same the next day? Because after a certain age, you get up from the same side of the bed, you are working with same kind of people, you're in the same industry, you don't take chances, and that's why you're in a similar rut and routine. 95% of the thoughts are same the next day. So if you want to really be creative, and creativity is cannot restricted to only artistic fields. You have to be creative everywhere. And if you want to have that juggle, I started these questions only to instigate a thought that how much do we know about our brain and mind? Do we even know? Because when I was thrown upon these questions, I said, I don't even know how my mind, where is it going? Where are those? So what is stopping you is also not understanding how your body and mind is connected. So if I have a vision here, and I know these are my roadblocks. Now, for example, somebody's roadblock is, for me, my roadblock is that I'm not able to upgrade myself. My English is weak, my grammar was pathetic, my pronunciation was absolutely, gone off the table. So now, where is the root cause? So even if I work on my English, and my pronunciation is now fine, but I have to be able to connect with the people, or I have to be able to deliver the content that I've studied in the book in a way that registers in the person. And if I'm not able to do it, what is the root cause? That comes from the subconscious. What's stopping you are your patterns and your programming that is fit in your mind. Now, we all, I'm just conscious about the time, we all know that we have two kinds of mind, conscious and subconscious.
Yes.
So what is the subconscious and what is the conscious? Very quickly, if somebody can, in a layman's language, what is the conscious and subconscious?
80% is subconscious.
Yeah, but what is the function? What is subconscious and what is conscious? Yes.
In conscious, we are actually aware of what we are doing. But in subconscious mind, the brain itself makes body do things. Like if you are sipping a coffee, but still you are talking and it's seeing here and
Yes.
but still that coffee must would go to your lips.
Yes.
That is one thing that subconsciousness could do.
Correct. So if I want to drink water, I don't have to step by step instruct my brain that open the bottle, sip and keep it back. That happens automatically. So all the automated programs that are there, where you don't have to think, that area is your subconscious. And conscious is, मुझे भी करनी पड़ती है. मुझे भी. कि, there's so much light around all the information. So conscious mind gives outside information, it delivers to your subconscious mind internally and delivers it from your five senses. That's the only way you communicate your internal world and outer world. Now, if your outer world, where you want to reach, and your inner world is not in sync, that is the major point of what is stopping. Everybody sitting here has automated programs about how they think about life, how they respond to a challenging situation, how you respond to a happy event, your level of excitement, how you express, everything is already programmed. Now, the most interesting part is subconscious mind drives 95% of your life. Conscious mind is just 5%. 95% of your life, your personal life, your professional life, your vision, everything is driven by subconscious mind. If I don't understand how it operates, how it changes, how I can modify it, how are you going to crack what is stopping? When was the subconscious mind done? Majority. What age and medium? There must be an age where the programming must be,
6.
software bun kya age?
6. High school.
6, 5 to 7.
1.5 years.
1.5 years. Right. The day we start speaking. So all the answers, 79. So all the answers are very close to the age, not the age, but the area of life, the phase of life, that is childhood. 0 to 7 years is what we call as infant age. 7 to 14 is what we call the modeling age. Now, I'm not going to bore you with details, but I'm just giving you a perspective that in the language of psychology, NLP, the certification I did, by 14 years, your life script is real. The personality structure is made by the age of 14 years. And I've been doing one-to-one coaching counseling sessions for now over 14 years. If a person is sitting in front of me of any age bracket, 40, 20, 18, 50, all the answers of what's stopping them in life comes from the child. Because the programming was done in the child. Now what happens is that, and 7 to 9, that age is very critical because 0 to 7, 0 to 7 years, okay, especially 2 years, 3 years, you can't access that information. You can't remember the events, right? You are like a sponge where you have no control. My son, when he's 8 years old, and he would have been 2 years old, if I had given him he was asking for a mobile, and I gave him a remote control of the AC. and saying that this is a mobile. He's not going to contest me and say that, no, Mama, this is not okay. He's going to imagine it's a mobile and starts using it. So all the emotions, all the patterns that we are seeing in the environment at that age, we don't know what is right, what is wrong. We just observe. And because it is repetitive, because you're growing up around the same environment at that age, because it is repetitive, the programming becomes stronger and stronger and stronger to a point where it becomes absolutely difficult to get out of. So many habits and patterns, if you can reflect in yourself, that you know it's not working for me. It's not working in my life. It's stopping me. It's not letting me move ahead. But I'm still doing it because it is ingrained in your subconscious patterns. So what stops you are your patterns. What is the root of those patterns are in your childhood. So you have to go back there and dig it deeper. Understand human psychology better. The subject I studied NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro is to do with the neurology. Linguistic is to do with the language patterns. The language that we use to speak with ourselves and with others. So, and programming is to do with your subconscious patterns. When I understood that, I said, this must be taught in, at least in the secondary high school, later stage of 14, 15, later, at least I start digging patterns early in life. Because we have no idea that what's stopping us. So, for example, if I want to build confidence and I want to look good, I can groom myself. I can wear good clothes, I can get groomed. But until and unless my internal pattern of self-doubt, doubting myself, having low self-worth goes away, I'll again point out in coming and saying anything with confidence. So what's stopping is internal confidence. Any thoughts, any questions?
Can it be changed, Vibhuti?
Sorry?
As you said that you were a shy, so can it be changed later, right?
Of course it can be changed, and it's all about, I used to get baffled with this quote, an idea which I used to keep bumping around where these gurus and these, top leaders used to say that life is all about unlearn. I said, if you've learned English, why do you unlearn it? So I'm obviously putting the wrong context. So when they said that life is all about unlearning, it's all about the patterns, the limiting beliefs, the wrong beliefs that we have gathered unknowingly, that we have to really open them up, open that box that we collected to a life and see that, okay, we were told that this is right, this is wrong, this is how life works, this is how life doesn't work. Let's open it and see. That's where I want to go. Now, this box of tools that I've had, the belief systems, is it working for me or against me? And when you open it and clear all the beliefs that are not working for you and add the new ones, which will work to reach there. So this, from the shy to this, I had to really go back to my childhood. I went to 5th grade. I reflect on the 5th or 6th grade. You'll get a lot of answers about your personality and what's stopping. I guarantee. I've done this with so many people. Anybody here remembers anything from 5th or 6th grade? Anybody said something positively, negatively? Ekdam flash, mother clear picture in the it still staying. It is still staying. Anybody remembers? Would you like to share? Yeah. Right. Right. And it's still there with you. Anybody else? Any statement or any event or anything that is picture perfect here in your, you don't have to even make an effort to go to 5th, 6th grade.
I remember daydreaming and becoming like my sister, who was very extrovert, and I was very, very shy.
Daydreaming about it.
Daydreaming about becoming a successful girl who is speaking loud in
Right.
front of everyone.
Right. Anybody else? So yes.
होगा ठीक है तो झाड़ू लगवा रहे हैं
So do you still keep getting punishments? Okay. I was an invisible person in my class in fifth grade. I remember one day, what I mean by invisible is I remember one day, once I was not well. I had fever, I didn't go to school for 3 days. After 3 days, I went with an absent note, went to the teacher, and she signed absent note. She kept it on the table, and I was still standing there. And she said, "What are you doing here? Go back to your seat." And I was scared and took the book, but why I was standing there was, I thought maybe my class teacher will ask, "How are you feeling now? Are you okay?" But that was my expectation. I went back. The girl was sitting next to me. First period, second period, third period. I said, maybe she will miss. She will miss. After lunch break, I started looking at everybody's in class. Where were you for 3 days? Nobody asked. While I was going back in the bus to home, all the route, I was thinking that, am I invisible? Inko dikhai nahi debi. That was, I think, the first seed of feeling unimportant in me. So when I went back, I found that I've been used to being invisible, unimportant. And I said, now to break this pattern, if I walk into any room, and if I walk out, people are going to me. I have to do something in life. Because that is what, that pattern is stopping me from moving forward. That's when I started digging and I got in touch with NLP. I will come back to the journey from 2004 to 2012, where I was sitting with Jack Canfield and having that conversation. Those 5 years, and these speakers, international speakers that I was working with, I'm trained under Tony Buzan, he's no more. He has written over 100 books. This guy, at age of 75, there's a full day workshop and you're looking for Tony, you're about to start. There are 200 people in Dubai, five-star hotel waiting for him to come. Nowhere to found, 10 minutes to go for the workshop. And suddenly after, they're saying, please Vibhuti, find Tony. Tony is walking. I said, where were you? He said, I went to school. I said, no matter what. I said, you have to stand 9 to 5, full day workshop. He said, no matter what, every day I stood. That day when I drove him back to hotel after the workshop, people was getting books signed from me. He used to document every day of his life for mine. And he said, we can give a day all day to be in mind map that day. I said, Tony Buzan is telling me to draw a mind map. These are moments where I kept reminding myself that you crossed everything that stopped you. Every single thing where I'm sitting next to this man, writing in his notebook. From, if I talk about the milestones, and I have no problem bragging about myself, because I'm extremely proud of this journey. And I feel everybody should. And every story is fun. And everybody should tell their story. That where were you? Where are you? Where you want to be? And what has stopped you and what has given you power to do it. In NLP work, during the NLP workshop, the trainer, the coach I had, she's Carol Talbot from UK. She's been teaching NLP for more than 25 years. I used to idolize her. What is she doing? These speakers, so he is my favorite author, my favorite speaker, and I idolize him. I have watched all his videos. I have stalked him. And I said, but we've got all the speakers were taught only. He charges $100,000 per day, $150,000 per day. And mind you, all the speakers that I'm talking about, Jack Canfield, Marshall Goldsmith, Brian Tracy, Ron Kaufman, to speak for one day, they would charge $50,000. And I said, what are these guys doing? It's not just about money. And I saw a speaker coming every year. We used to organize an event every year with them. And every year you would say the same things. But it is all about the value that they have created in their lives and the depth of knowledge that they have, that people just want to hear it, not from the video, from in person with them. So one day I got to know in my team that Jarek Robbins is coming. And I was jumping like a child, someone told me. And I had a conversation with my boss. I said, he's 3 days here in this city. One of the nights, I'm going to take him and his wife out for dinner, and you have to give me that space. I had worked so hard, he said yes immediately. And I was sitting with Jarek Robbins, Amanda Robbins, me, and my ex-husband now. We were sitting, 4 of us. And imagine I was 1 degree away with my, from where? From Raipur Maximum again. 1 degree away. I asked so many questions about him. And I think that day was another milestone. When I meet people now who say that हम exposure नहीं है, हम रायपुर से हैं, या हम दुर्ग से हैं, या धमतरी से हैं, या हम from whatever place you are, yeah, we did not get a chance to do a course from better college. We all think these are the things that stops us. Absolutely right. No. It doesn't matter where you are from, where you've studied from. It doesn't matter English because when I first time faced an audience in Dubai, I had to pack everything that was stopping me to think. I was discussing with few friends that now in Dubai I have to start doing my workshop. I had not started my job by then. I said, make workshop and try करके देखती हूँ यहाँ पे करके. So they said, the kind of education you've had, you think in an international place where people from all walks of like all different countries there will it work? I said, have you worked with it? He said, no. So I said, how do you? He said, let me try. I went through an area called Knowledge Village and I found out there was these 2 Scandinavian ladies who were organizing happiness workshops every month. I looked at the profile, had a code for a meeting. I went, I said, I want to organize a workshop. I showed my slides, purpose of life, my vision, everything. And she said, okay, let's give it a try. Now, before getting married, I started working here. I'd done a lot of work here in 3 years and I was teaching in a cat coaching center by then. And I didn't tell my students that I've never appeared on cat. For 1 year at Time Center, I was teaching vocabulary. Got 5,000 words in 3 months, 6 months. And I collected all those stories of small victories to go and approach these Scandinavian ladies that I can do this. But to ask for 100 dirhams or 250 dirhams for deposit, because that time I was not working, I was moving. And it was an arranged marriage. He was this new man in my life. And I said, "Kaise maangu this?" Because I had stopped asking money from home. So again, what was stopping me was putting my ego ahead. I said, I'll repay it, just get it for now. I asked him, he gave. He said, why are you thinking so much? I said, I'll tell you later. I went and gave that money to her deposit money. And he said, do you have a database? We'll market your workshop. You will also. I had 0 data. I said, yeah, I have it. I did. I started asking my ex-husband, give me your friend's name. I'm going to contact them. I had 9 participants in my first group. It was on topic for this week. And 2 paid. There was 1 Sri Lankan. Two people from Saudi Arabia, 2 Scandinavian ladies, the organizers, apart from the 9. Basically, it was a mix of 5 nationalities. I did my workshop and I got fantastic feedback. I said, now I know how to work. That was my first test run to do my work. How I got my job in that company? Similarly. I just identified this company is doing these workshops and I want to work. I want to understand how these speakers work at an international place. There was an event happening. I registered for that event, printed my profile, studied the company. In the lunch break, I just went to the owner and I said, this is who I am. I want to meet him, so I want to talk to him. Along. And he was kind enough to call me for the interview. Second interview, I got the job. The pay was less. I said, I don't care. I said, you let me do my workshop on weekend and 5 days of the week, I'll stay till 10 also. And we'll work. That's how I got the first job. I remember my first workshop, mind mapping, when I did the certification with Buzan. This ADNOC, Abu Dhabi Oil Company. It's a huge, it's a giant. I got an inquiry that you need to conduct a workshop on mind mapping for 2 days for the strategy department of Abu Dhabi Oil Company, ADNOC. And I had to take 2 breaths, deep breaths to say yes. I said yes, my profile got approved. Now imagine I walk into the room and it is early stages of Dubai, it's for 2012, 12 or 13. And there are 30 people sitting in the room. 80% are Arabs, locals, all above 50 years of age because they were senior managers of strategy department. And before start of the workshop, I said, I knew the washroom first and I come. And I went and I was breathing. I said, how am I going to do that? I said, अगर इनको मैंने गलती से बता दिया कि मैं कहाँ से हूँ, मैंने MBA कहाँ से करा, ये अभी उठ के चले गए. So I started saying to myself, don't tell them you're from Brighton. Don't tell them you did MBA from Max University in your introduction. Just tell them you're a certified mind maths trainer. And there was a cleaning lady and she saw me, I said, murmuring, talking to myself. She said, ma'am, I'm cleaning. So I said, I'm India. I said, where? She said, little. I said, where are you from? She said, Sri Lanka. I said, how long have you been working here? Started talking. I said, is a family there? She said, yeah, your family is there. I have 2 kids, but they live in Sri Lanka. I said, and you live here? She said, yeah. So I said, when was the last time you went back home? She said, 2 years. I said, now Eid holidays are coming. I planning to go back. She said, no. I said, why? She said, I have no choices. Either I save money for them or I go and meet them. And while speaking, she had tears in her eyes. And I couldn't hold myself to how to. And I said that I'll pray something happens that you meet your kids soon. And she said, I pray your workshop goes well. And I said, oh, this is a sign. I'm looking. It was an emotional void that she felt in me. I prayed something enough. I went. I started, and those 2 days initially it was so difficult to crack through these senior people because here was me, for them as a young kid trying to teach them something, and there was some exercise where these 2, 3 senior members who refused to participate. And by the end of first day, they were the ones who were not leaving the room. And those 2 days again gave me a validation that you're absolutely in the right track. And whatever is stopping you, you just have to keep cracking that and going beyond that. And I never looked back. Kids have 2 kids. I have a 10-year-old daughter, 8-year-old son, and I'm absolutely, it's a huge part. I travel every month for my work. Every month I take a flight. This is what I dreamed of. This is the dream life I always wanted. One day I'm speaking in a corporate, one day I'm speaking in a village, one day I'm speaking in an NGO. It's all about instigating that thought that find your vision, find your journey, and find out what's stopping you. Even when I came back in 2018, after 10 years of this international phase, again, everything crashed. इतना यहाँ पहुंच के अपनी कंपनी स्टार्ट कर ली 2015 में दुबई में प्रोजेक्ट को. I started my own company. I started inviting speakers from Singapore to the US on my own brand. I started creating my workshops. And I was teaching behavioral science in Amity University Dubai. I taught behavioral science across all streams. 550 students were under me for a year. When I was teaching there, and there was different nationality students sitting in front of me, and I was teaching that course syllabus, assessing them. Again, I reminded myself, Vibhuti because first day when I entered Amity and I got this project, You know, this first batch that was sitting, I said, "Kya kरूँगी? I know what goes on in a bench in a college, you know, and what students must be taking and what are they here for? It's a one-credit course. Behavioral science is not the important subjects, one of them. They anyways are not going to be interested." I went, I said, "I'm extremely nervous. This is the first time I'm teaching in a university. Can somebody give me a hug?" And there was giggles and there were few girls who came and gave me a hug. I said, "This trick works." 14 batches I had, 7 classes a day, 7 classes a day. Every class, every day, use the same thing. I'm very nervous getting something in you. That was the icebreaker. I had a blast teaching. I had a blast. I will end the session with the story, which is, for me, I don't think so. Anything that has moved me bigger in my career journey, बहुत बड़ी चीजें हुई हैं, but this one was while teaching in Amity University across 560 students, we had to organize a social awareness program every semester, mid-semester, when we had to kind of create some awareness among students about social problems that are there. So I proposed to the team that let's do a NGO carnival of NGOs. I was connected with the CSR consultant there, 𝐁𝐢𝐠𝐌𝐢𝐧𝐭 𝐃𝐢𝐚𝐥𝐨𝐠. She's a bridge between corporates and NGOs, and she creates these social programs for them. So I said, she's connected to many NGOs, let's do a carnival. I said, call her, let's see. And we agreed that there was all 10 NGOs that were working in different sectors and different countries. So some NGOs working in Africa, some is working in Syria, some is working in India, so in different parts of India. So we got 10 NGOs. The amazing part was there was an NGO that came, that is BigMint Foundation. They've been doing work for a refugee camp, a huge refugee camp between Iraq and Iran. It's called 𝐁𝐢𝐿. And good 100,000 refugees live there, and it's been there for 1980s. So they do relief work there. They said, we want to participate in the event and we want to do an activity, but we want some volunteer from your team, because we have another event, we can't be there. I said, what activity you want to do? They said, letters of hope. I said, what is it? They said, we want your students to write letters of hope, anonymous, that will be sent to these refugees. And the letters should all have to have hope. I got very excited. They said, what a wonderful activity. So I said, I'll man the booth, your booth. I took 2 of my students and volunteers. I went home, I said, 500 letters ka target to kari sab. 550 students are made. I went to each batch and I said, if I've done anything good for you in this semester, I want every student to write 1 letter. They said, it's not going to. The date came. Faculty they were like hesitant, yes, you have answered this and that. The day came, May 2018 ki baat hai, and buzzing with 1,200 students, the whole, lobby area, we had a corner, a table where we were going and distributing plain pages that come, write letters. 50 letters, I said, momentum in here. I said, I called 7, 8 students of mine. And I said, if now 5, 10 letters come, you start counting. 51, 52, 53. So all halla we started creating, and from people started gathering. I remember we reached 420 letters. And one student came to me and said, ma'am, how many letters? I said, he sat and wrote 25 letters in about 3 weeks. 445. He said, 5, we will make sure you reach 500. And I was like, what's happening? And 500 letters were done. And my volunteers and me, we sat and said, 40 minutes of event was still there, 45 minutes. Magic happened in that last one. We crossed 700 letters. I have a picture holding those letters and I can't even express what I felt, but the story doesn't end here. Those letters were then sent to the refugee camp. After 2 days, I got a call from Aishwarya. She said, Vibhuti Duggar Foundation people are going mad. They're saying that we've done this activity so many times. In 4 hours, never we got 700 letters. And they want to extend that activity. I said, what extend? So they said, they're going to put a desk there and they're going to ask some children to write with drawings. And I have videos, I have small snippets where these children eat with a solar lamp in a tent. refugee camp 10 are writing letters back. I said to Aishwarya, no matter what, those letters will come to me, not to university, it will go here and there. I want to read them first. She said, it's yours. After 15 days, I got a parcel. That parcel had these 30 letters. And excitedly, like child, opened the letters to read. I said, "मैं क्या करूं?" Because they were all in Arabic. Almost. So I said, I can't read them. So I had a team member in my, where I was in my company where I was website designing for the president from Pakistan. Tall guy, curly hair, teddy bear, very cool guy. He was the one who documented this event. I called him. I said, "You've lived in Saudi Arabia for years. Please translate. You're not Saudi Arabia." I said, "I can't translate." I said, "What do I do?" He said, "Give me 5 minutes." He called the guy and said, "He's forwarded the mentor. 20 minutes now, he'll translate." I said, "Okay." We sat there. He was translating. I had a receptionist called Rena from Philippines. I said, "Rena, he'll keep saying, you keep typing, writing and post-its. We'll scan so that I can show these replies to my students next day." And the letters were finished. We all were crying, reading it. All of us, because all these children, one child has written, "Thank you for sending me this hope that I'll one day go out of this camp and have my own house. I wish I had a perfume. What I would have said." One kid is saying, "You said that promise never leave your schooling. School complete." He said, "I promise you I'll complete this." They were full of gratitude. There was not even one letter that was saying to me, "I don't have this. Can you send me this?" Nothing. And we finished that translation, and this guy was standing. I said, "Please ask him whatever we can do." I said, "President, please what to be seen now." I said, "Oh, God, when he came, I said, "Why are you not taking the money? Please, at least something you take so that we feel." He said, "Ma'am, आपसे पैसे लूंगा, आप मुझे नहीं जानते, मैं आपको जानता हूं." And I said, "How did you know me?" So he said, "पैसे पर हमें दोस्त नहीं है, but Facebook में connected report करने से, and आपकी poems." So I write and recite, record poems. I had a YouTube channel. So President would have posted one of the poems. He said, "आपकी poems में कम से कम 3,000 लोगों को अलग-अलग WhatsApp group में 1.5 साल से भेजते आ रहा हूँ पाकिस्तान. And my family and my wife are a big fan of your poem. It inspired us so much. I'm not going to take money." And my life came full circle. Full circle. Purpose of life. Everything that stopped me from poetry, everything get utilized on that day. When I showed those letters in my classes to all the students, they were saying, what are we doing in life? If one letter can create this, we want to do something. Letters of hope has not stopped. On 10th October, I'm doing an event with UNICEF, where 150 abandoned girl, females are coming from across the state, and they're going to write letters. And they're going to express their feelings. We've done letters of hope for old age in life. We've done letters of hope for young adults writing openly to parents. So I wanted to leave you with this thought that, there are different aspects of life, but the early you get clarity about the vision, about the goals, and also about the purpose that you live this life. And if it's all connected in one line, you're going to create magic every single day, and nothing will stop you once you define the purpose of it. Because everything becomes small in front of the purpose. It doesn't matter then that are you able to achieve this goal. Take milestone नहीं वहाँ पे फर्क नहीं है, because you'll be aligned with your goal and clear that box that I was talking about, the limiting beliefs that you're carrying from your childhood, from your parents, from your siblings. And trust me, when I say that we open that box and find out where we have taken these limiting beliefs, so we are not blaming anyone. We are victims of victims. This is my favorite author, Louis, one of my favorite authors, Louis say. She says they are victims of victims. They did what they knew the best. But it's our job to find out what's working for us, what's not working for us, while in the process of growing up, we have absorbed in our personality. So on that note, I think I don't know if it's already 11:05. precisely on time. So if there are any questions, I'm here to answer. On that note, I will close this.
Hello, hello.
Yes.
We have usually not only content,
Yes.
to unlearn on
So if you have events or some experiences that you're not handling, and there is a theory called rewriting the script. Where can I look at the same event from a different perspective? When you're able to look at the same event from fresh eyes. But some people can do it on their own. Otherwise, just Google it. If there are some events you want to discuss, go deeper. It's clear that if you know that's stopping you, then what's the point in carrying it in your life? Unnecessary replaying that event in your memory again and again.
like I think of what I have read. For positive life. Maybe it can turn around in that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel that changing the perspective, or it's not just about looking at positive things. Sometimes there are traumas that you can't look at them as positives. But yes, if you can find meaning, a different meaning to why that happened to you, and what has that taught you in life. I think it is completely, but I can't just say that I remember positivity. Positively, it's my trauma. I think it's also the user stress. I mean, from trauma point of view. Any other questions? Yes.
Journey throughout the life, that navigation was an important aspect in the initial period, up to a certain point of life.
Yes.
But how important is it right now? Validation.
See. So the book that we have खाना पेट भर जाता है तो खाना नहीं and full with that what so much validation you need. I can you can tell me on the page that I don't like to do it, I didn't even understand something. Yes.
Sometime we are in a midway. Actually, what is the purpose of life? That itself is a question. So
We require
you
a
know, we are
separate
living
session
the
on
day-to-day life, but we don't know actually what is the purpose of life. Finding this is very difficult.
This is even my question.
So purpose of life is a very deep and but it's not a complicated subject. I mean, maybe the facade about it. But of course, it need a longer, deeper. If I start now, then I'll end by 5 p.m. and without any break, because that's where my course lies, my favorite topic. But it's good to even start and instigate that journey. Right? At least start searching for it. It may take 3 months, it may take 3 years. It may take 3 days, it may take 3 minutes. It's absolutely subjective. The point is to start the journey because why purpose? ढूंढना भी क्यों ना? इसलिए because if I decided about a goal 10 years in future, if I decided in 2007, 30 years I want to achieve that. जिंदगी खत्म तो नहीं हो जाएगी. What after that? Yeah, okay, you can keep having new goals, but if I have a field where I create 200 pockets to collect water, can I use that? And will that create an impact? No, but if I create one giant hole where the water is getting collected, it will create an impact. So what is it, that area that will create an impact? That's the starting point of finding your purpose. And it has to be aligned with your pain points. What gives you immense pain, you'll find purpose. The starting point of finding purpose is there. That's what I understood. Yes, any other questions?
Can you elaborate, Vibhuti, the last sentence you said, the thing which gives you immense pain? What did you say? Can you elaborate that?
So, whatever void that we have in life, whatever pain that we've had, like I had a pain of being significant. And that's what I wanted to fill in. Now, whatever life I had led till my graduation, which was like a vegetable, furniture, whatever you can call it, just not me. And I know what potential I found after just having this thought that this is what I can create in my mind. So whenever I see anybody who I know has a lot of potential and not looking through it, my pain is, it gives me immense pain. That's my purpose. To to somewhere put that seed that fine, your journey is big, your journey is not small.
Got it, got it.
That's how it's complete. Any other questions?
More last question.
Yes.
Like, so you said break the pattern and then you can crack the deal. But the thing is, understanding your own pattern, because we are already in the cocoon. We don't know what actually putting us back,
Yes.
and believing someone, whether the person is saying right for us, is also becoming difficult because the trust factor comes.
Right.
And sometimes that feedback becomes a complaint kind of like.
Right.
He or she is envy of me. That is why, So how to break the pattern and, come out of this?
So, whatever mistakes or whatever patterns, whatever limitations that we've had, there are people who have cracked it. List of 10 patterns are there. Self-doubt, lack of self-worth. If you list down broader areas, there are 10, 12 patterns. If you read these books or if you go through the journey of people who have achieved more, you will all identify all the answers there. There will be no trust factor. And self-awareness is the major part that we need to do to understand our patterns. Understanding ourselves, understanding our inner world is very important. So for that, to whatever length, whatever works for you, if you have to go to a coach, go to a coach. If reading books, but identifying, it starts with looking at bigger journey, people who have achieved more, how they have brought. आपको अपने आप वहाँ पे relatable stories मिलना चाहिए. That's how I've found my patterns. Majority of it. Yes, this was the last. Yes. दो हजार 23 वाले विभूति 2013 2003 को क्या एडवाइस देना चाहिए? तो पहले तो ये मेरी कॉपी है इस बुक की. This I want to give you.
आपको किसने बताया कि 2003 में पास आउट हुई है?
2006 before going to maths. तो 2003 मतलब मैथ्स 50 ज्वाइन करने के टाइम या आप frequency emotion हो जाता है. But I always look for these questions. So 2023 की मुझे 2003 में देखी. तो मैं एक चीज में उसको जरूर बोलना चाहिए कि काश की जर्नी पे पहले जाने शायद 10 साल और वो एडवाइस देते हुए मैं अब 2023 से रिमाइंड करा हूँ अब लाइफ में पर्सनल इश्यूज कुछ भी कितना भी हो जाए ये लाइफ वेस्ट नहीं है. And every 10 years or every 20 years will be bigger, 10 times bigger than the last 10 years. Because if I look into the eyes of 2000 and life at a balance state, it's okay you didn't know it. But I'm telling you now I know. And now I'm coming to stop and nothing is going to stop. That's not it.
मैं उस टाइम में कैंडिडेट समझे लिखता
लाइफ के हर पड़ाव अभी अभी शायद कुछ सर्कमस्टेंसेस रोक रहे हैं. अभी नेक्स्ट लेवल में जाने के लिए वापस से अपग्रेड करना है. बिकॉज लर्निंग नेवर स्टॉप्स. मुझे लगता है कि अब 2018 में आई थी तो मेरा एक टारगेट था कि मुझे 10 स्टेट में काम करना है 1 साल के लिए. आई वर्क इन ईयर आई वर्क इन नेक्स्ट स्टेट में. अभी मैं वर्क इज अक्रॉस इंडिया. अब मुझे 10 साल मिडिल ईस्ट में काम किया, दूसरी कंट्री में काम नहीं किया. 2018 में आई थी तो इंडिया का नाम प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर अपने ऑफिस में लगाया था टेरेस ऑफिस में और उसको देख रहा था 10 मिनट. अब वर्ल्ड मैप. What's stopping me is right now probably that what I would have upgraded. we ask you question to remind you. If I update the version. So that our word marks it said. But thank you for asking that question. Anji,
Like,
yes. There are so many things. I think अगर root cause में जाएंगे ना, तो not knowing who you are, आपके skills क्या है, आपके talent क्या है, आपकी long term journey क्या है, thinking about what is important for you in longer duration, the vision of life. If the youth starts thinking on those areas, so when you have something to look forward, you don't look back. अगर मेरे पास आगे ना स्टेज पे कोई भी पीछे नहीं देगी, प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आगे है ही एक हफ्ते तक भी नहीं पता क्या। तो जब एक हफ्ते तक भी नहीं पता तो इसी फसाड में हम छोटी छोटी चीजें ज्यादा तकलीफ देते हैं, क्योंकि विजन जो। So I feel that I interact with Russians and I encourage them. My single point of focus is think about your vision. Go on a self-awareness journey, फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा फोन के अपने पास। Because आपको लगेगा टाइम वेस्ट है, लिमिटेड टाइम है लाइफ, 70 years बोल के चल रहे हैं, क्या गारंटी है हेल्दी लाइफ की? Nobody in this room will give guarantee. So why to waste this day also? So I hope that answers the question.
Sarvath having questions.
Yes.
I just want to know what do you mean by go with the flow? I think what message
Right. Right. So go with the flow in a sense that you won't see COVID time. So I don't have to repeat it word so much, right? When I came back in 2018, 10 साल international place में आपने फिर उसी घर में, the same place I lived with my parents with my 2 kids and divorced, and I had to restart my life from zero again. 2003 की विभूति वापस उसी घर में पहुंच गई थी 2018 में। तो I said अब क्या करूं? बहुत बड़े सपने देखे थे, and now I said to myself, and I believe in God and God, that UAE is this, India is this big. I had announced in front of my classmates in MBA that one day I'm going to speak in front of 10,000 people in a huge stadium on the topic of this. Some of my friends laughed. Some of my friends said, "You will definitely achieve." So when I asked myself, "मैं फिर वहाँ गई," तो मैंने बोला इंडिया में ज़्यादा चांस नहीं, 10,000 ऑडियंस को प्लीज नहीं. So go with it. Just right now in this moment, you flow with the circumstances. And instead of fighting against it, मुझे तो वही तो international place में काम है. How does it matter? You want to change lives, you change here, you change there, you change it timber. How does it matter? So that's why I resonate with God. Yes.
There are things that you talked about are stopping you from inside.
Yes.
But there are things that are stopping you from outside. Like you told, you had many restrictions in your life.
Yes.
So how did you overcome that? Like your parents were stopping you for wearing something, things that you like.
Yes.
And how did you deal with that?
I always believe in finding midways. So if my father said that job to nahi karna, MBA में मैथ्स में कैंपस में कंपनी में चलेंगे और बड़ी बड़ी नहीं थी, but Indian client, there was a company stock broking house. I did my MBA in finance and marketing, was HR stream में एक बच्चा था तो stream चलाई, I had to do finance and marketing. So मैं interview में बैठी, I said देखी जाए. I've lived my life with these 2 words, देखी जाए. We were just talking about it. I said देखी जाए. मैं इंटरव्यू तो दूं पहले क्लियर होती है कि मुझे वर्क तो पता है. इंटरव्यू क्लियर हो गया, अब कैसे बात करूं? And I told him, give me 3 months. After 3 months, I will leave the job, resign. Just give me 3 months. He told me, if you are going to reach home by 6:15, 6 बजे office से 6:15, and 3 months में job छोड़ोगे कर मैंने हाँ. I went to sign the contract on the with the boss. He's still a friend. Mr. Gaurav Sharma, he runs a company of his own, and he said this is a 1-year contract. And I said, before signing contract, I want to say something that I want to leave every day at 6 p.m. no matter what, if there are restrictions. He said, yes, no problem. I signed the contract. Now, 16 minutes, my salary was doubled. I started with 6,000. It was around 13,000 after 3 weeks. We started adding more team member under me, and it was amazing. So after 3 months, I told my father. He said, actually, good that I want to do. So middle, right? If I would have sat in his head that नहीं मुझे तो अभी बोलो कि आप job करने ही दो. Little bit, no, and I mean, and don't take me in the wrong way, but I think forgiveness is easier to get than permission. तो बाद में माफी तो मिल गई. सभी कर लो. I hope that answers it.
I think it was a very powerful session and विभूति का thanks क्योंकि आज के सेशन में मुझे तो मेरा की पॉइंट मिल गया. आज सुबह से मैं यही सोच रही थी what is stopping me और सुबह एक्सरसाइज करते वक्त लग रहा था कि अभी भी पर्पस मिसिंग है लाइफ का, क्योंकि वो पर्पस नहीं आएगा ना तब तक कम्युनिटी नहीं बनेगी, पीछे लोग नहीं रहेंगे, ढेर सारे खूब सारे, जिसके पास शिल्पी नहीं रहेगी तो भी वो काम आगे बढ़ता रहेगा. तो वो मैं सोच ही रही थी एंड वो कैसे खोजा जाए. विभूति का लंबा सेशन तो अटेंड करना ही है, बट उसने जो एक लाइन बोली कि वो चीज जो आपको सबसे ज्यादा पेन देती है, जो सबसे ज्यादा आपको पेन देती है, जो आपके लिए बहुत पेनफुल होता है देखना, उसको आप चेंज करना चाहते हो, वो आपकी लाइफ का पर्पस है. सो ये मेरे लिए आज का गोल्डन वर्ड है. थैंक यू विभूति फॉर दैट एंड जितना अवेटेड सेशन था ये एंड शी जस्टिफाइड इट. थैंक यू सो मच.
मैम सारा कुछ सुना हमने और मेरे दिमाग में सिर्फ एक लाइंस कुछ याद आ रही हैं कि आपकी जो जर्नी रही है वो देख के सिर्फ मैं ये बोलना चाहूंगी कि कौन कहता है आसमान में सुराख नहीं हो सकता, कौन कहता है आसमान में सुराख नहीं हो सकता, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. So I have heard it somewhere and after listening it to you, I thought कि no, like your journey is like wow. I also like public speaking. So thank you so much, ma'am, for coming and joining us today here.